5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Is it doo-doo? What's up, Lee?
What's happening, gents?
Hey, man.
We're not using our usual horn.
Hey, yeah. Our normal one is doo-doo-doo-doo, but now because, it's the
you're
other
giving me
horn.
the old, you're giving me the old one.
Yeah, we're giving you the old one, the Stimela one. Otherwise, how you leave?
I'm cool, my brothers. I'm all right, man. We're staying positive, What can we do, yeah?
No, it's so happy.
Family's dope.
It's family's dope.
Yeah, everyone's cool. They're all here. So if you see anyone move past the back there, it's either
family,
the son
man.
or the wife, It's
family
time, bro.
No, beautiful. I think we're just gonna hit this one. We're gonna hit the ground running because we've got a lot of questions by the looks of it.
Sure.
And we're gonna try and keep it less than an hour with a million questions we've got. So but I think to the people who don't know who Leeroy Sauls is, how would you maybe introduce yourself to them?
Yeah, interesting. I think I'm more of a Liverpool supporter than I am a musician.
Oh, nice.
I think, I enjoy watching football and spending time with my family more than anything. So, obviously the music side, you want me to go into that? I played with quite a few artists. No.
Just you.
Just me, bro.
Yeah. We're not conducting this thing, So even what you're saying about Liverpool, if that is who you are more, go for it.
If that is Leeroy.
Yeah, exactly. So at the moment, that's who I am. I enjoy football. I enjoy time with my family, and that's it, bro.
But
that's kind of where we find ourselves.
How was your childhood, though?
Yeah, my childhood was obviously growing up in church. My dad was a pastor. Family was pastors.
Oh,
PK. The normal vibes. And then
normal vibes.
and then obviously it started off in church, that vibe, and then I moved to Joburg. Well, I got a call to come this side, and obviously before that, I was just a normal boy on the Cape Flats. I'm from Bonteheuwel in Cape Town. It's a rough hood, lots of gangsterism, lots of drugs, alcohol abuse, those type of things. So we come from that. So I think music just saved me, bro. And then moving up to Joburg, that's when my career started, I guess.
So, but whilst you're still there on the Cape Town, sorry, whilst you're still there on the Cape Town vibe, like growing up in Cape Town, how was that for you?
It was nice, man. It was pleasant. Cape Townians are very sociable people, and they enjoy music. There are lots of jazz music, lots of your old school vibes, on a Sunday, that type of thing, mixed with obviously the pop vibe. So we love music, and we love food, and we love people, So growing up there was cool. Obviously having that as your background, and obviously dodging bullets, dodging the whole gangsters. Yeah.
Tell me about that.
And dodging the whole gangsterism concept, the brotherhood thing. That thing comes from wanting to be part of, some type of movement or whatever. But thank God I'm here, bro. So, but how did your journey with drums or music start? I don't want to assume just because you're a PK, that your story is the same as every other person's story. But how did your journey, just as far as you're concerned and your lens, how did that whole journey start? Okay, so definitely in church, watching. So most of my cousins play drums as well. Okay. So I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with, obviously the guy I look up to the most is David Claassen. That's also a big session player around. Yeah. So he's my cousin, and they were in Joburg. So we'd often look up to him because that time that they played with at Raymer, like the Praise Africa stuff, those type of things, and obviously on the videos, and I used to look up to him. And then I also had another cousin called Alton that used to play before me at church. And then he used to give me a few tips and whatever. And then obviously he fell into the whole young man vibe, because before a certain age, your parents say you must go to church. And then when you reach year 12, 13, okay, maybe not, that's pretty young. But that time, maybe like when you finish school. Yeah. So when you finish school, so now you're on your own, buzz, start doping with your friends and start smoking cigarettes, XYZ. And then they say, okay, listen, you're done now. Because you don't want to obey our rules. Come back. So. Sure. So now that's when I started. Okay, and how old were you around the time? I was about probably like about 10 or so.
Okay.
Yeah.
And very nicely, because now you have like a system and role models to look, look to.
Yeah,
was it like what's this thing? Like, was it like mentorship, or did you just learn by just observing, by watching?
Yeah. I think mostly observing and just checking. I mean, like I said, Alton showed me the basics. He had a kit at his house, and every time we would visit, it would be jamming in his room to some Jimmy Lulu tracks, because he was a huge fan.
Okay.
And he actually opened my views on so many hectic drummers, but we'll get to that later. So yeah, to answer your question, it was just kind of getting from the whoever was there. Yeah.
Nice, Lee. Ask Lee.
Yeah, cool. So man, you moved to Joburg, playing drums after playing in church, and how was the Joburg scene compared to the Cape Town?
Yeah, no. So the Cape Town scene, basically, to sum it up in a nutshell, you would play. Obviously, from church, you would have friends and you'd be playing in the nightclub scene. So how it worked for me is eventually I had graduated from playing at church to playing in a nightclub, so earning like $500. And I mean, it's a lot of money. And like 16, 17 years old, earning $500 and whatever. So then I started playing in the nightclubs. And we play like lots of pop music, like your Earth, Wind and Fire type of stuff, those type of things. So that's kind of like where in Cape Town, if you're there, that's kind of where you stay unless you move out of there, So you play in the nightclubs and that type of vibe. So that's kind of the scene in Cape Town. That's where you want to be,
Yeah.
Cool.
So, but I think I just a little bit want to fast forward. I'm sure we'll come back, a bit later. I just wanted to also know, a lot of people know you from the Hugh Masekela gig, but before the Hugh Masekela gig, was there any other gig that happened that was really like a big gig that's that after you played that gig, everybody knew who you were in Joburg?
Yeah, so for me, the gig that I'll always treasure and was a while back. Before that, I obviously played Afrikaans music as well.
Okay.
So I played with like the likes of Dozy and that, because that was kind of when I got invited to come to Joburg by a bass player called Alvin Hendricks, big hair.
Yes.
Phenomenal, yeah. And then I played with KB at first. Okay. So that was my first gig in Joburg. Okay. Moving on from there, I then went to play with like Behanka, and then what I'm trying to get to is the Zama Joburg gig at the moment. I then became friends with Eric Paliani. Yeah, and he actually asked me to record on I think it was the second Zama album. I don't know what it was called. Yeah, I think it was that album. Yeah, so after that, then I kind of moved into more of a market where the guys were like, with the hip cats, because I mean, everyone is really hip in all the markets.
Sure.
With the genres, yeah. But then I think at that point, my brother, I think that's when it like when guys are like, oh no, that's it, that's the guy that goes with Zama or whatever. I don't even think I ever reached the point where I was like well known. You know what I mean? It's just that your work kind of just like, oh no, that's that guy that plays that vibes with Bra You, or if I was never hip.
Well, I'd beg to disagree.
I was never with the hip guys like you.
No way.
When we met at Yamaha, remember when we spoke about that endorsement vibe?
Yes.
And you were one of the top guys, and then I checked you out, bro, for many years yourself. There's so many hip guys.
I remember very well. You were the hip guy. I remember us. I think it was Meritile. You guys were playing with Hugh.
Yeah.
And I remember clearly, vividly, strongly remember.
You were with Brakai first, huh?
Yeah, I think I was with Brakai first then.
With that nice Akira Jimbo snare.
Yeah.
Oh,
so I remember there. The discussion backstage. Maybe you didn't see it because you're on stage. Everybody running like, oh, Leeroy is on stage. Everybody's running there. Just to go listen to you and Brafan. Everyone. I can ask Snigiwa right now.
You guys are loving it.
I appreciate it.
This guy. So you see, it's just that maybe
thank you, man.
It's just that maybe people don't communicate. Some of the great impact that you deposit. And sometimes people maybe don't know how to start the conversation to say, hey, my brother Leeroy, you know what? I remember very well practicing some of the things that you were doing, looking up to you, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But listen to me, my brother. I was there backstage. Man. I was there backstage listening to them.
I appreciate it, man.
No, great, man. I'm very grateful also, to have seen all of that. But yeah, Lee, you can jump on.
Yeah.
How's the Horn Summit going since we've been in lockdown and stuff?
Dude, it's non-existent, bro.
Oh.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Look, so those gigs that we did, are you talking about the tribute stuff with bro? You?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah. The Horn Summit.
Those things it's non-existent. So I think to be honest with you, my brother, I'm gonna be honest here. I personally think the whole thing is not well managed. If we lived in Europe and we had all those contacts to all the festivals and all those European management, maybe they manage the Hugh Masekela band was gonna be better, but locally at the moment there's nothing. We played those few shows. We played, I think it was the Cape Town thing and the Joy of Jazz, and then we did like 1 or 2 other things around here. And then we did the UK one, and that was the last with Mamsibungile and Oliver Mtukucharan. Yeah, that was the last one, brother. Other than that, nothing was happening.
How did the whole the Horn Summit, how did it get established? How did it start?
Well, it was the band that we still got asked to do some gigs, which we then obviously used Sid to do the lead parts, and I think Percy was with. And so it was the same band, and then we just used different horn players and singers, and Tandiswa was also on board to kind of do a tribute to Brayu. Obviously, there was a few requests for that, but I don't think there was a long-term plan. So at the moment, sorry.
It's okay, yeah.
So there wasn't a long-term plan, my brother. That's why we're at this place now where we'll just talk about our past experience. I don't think there's a legacy still for us to continue.
Oh, okay. So basically it's something that just got formed.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Just for that era.
Understand. And it's quite a shame, I think, in my view, because I mean, it's, and it's not just with that tribute kind of a vibe. I'm seeing the similar thing with many tribute things. Like, I mean, there was the Lucky Dube one. It starts and then just falls flat as it goes, and you keep looking at them, so many of them over time, and I wonder what creates that. I don't know if it's maybe because the main person is no longer there, but I mean, I think it's quite sad because then the music doesn't, we're not giving it the the space to actually carry on to live, through the same people that are still around, to kind of push that whole thing. It's quite a sad thing. But
with that being said, my brother, sorry, you also find that, remember, we were the last band to play with Brayu, but there is lots of other guys as well that in the past have worked with Brayu.
Yes.
So I think they're also allowed to also do and take over the legacy, because it's music, man. You had an experience with him. So just continue that, as long as we just keep on speaking about him and share the information that we got while being with him, so everyone's entitled to do their own thing, I guess. Yeah.
No, that's very dope. I think Lee might want to jump in because we already have opened this thing.
Oh, sorry.
It's opened up now, man.
It's opened up. Just go in.
So in March last year, President was like, with immediate effects, lockdown. How was that
with immediate
for you
effects.
as Leeroy Sauls? For you as a family man, and not having anything else, or did you have anything else to fall back on, or what was
when the first lockdown happened, I was involved with a band called Rubber Duck at that point, and I was actually on a salary basis, so they kind of had me on a retainer. But with the first lockdown, everyone went into this fear, bro, where everyone, dude, where to, we're on the 24th, I think. Did they close on the 24th or 25th, something like that?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. And then we were like, everyone was wanting to go to the shops because, we couldn't go to the shops, like spend an hour at the shop, bruh. And we all like on the state. I mean, I was fortunate I got married this year. So at least now, but we'll get to that now. But last year it was still like a bit of a thing, because I really, I'm still brought up with that vibe of the guys have got to supply the vibes.
Yes.
We've got to be you know what I mean? So obviously at that time was
like that, man.
Yeah. you know. So we were brought up like that because I mean I lost my dad a long time ago, and then I was just me and my mom. So I mean I always had to hustle. If I had to do this, if I had to deliver bread with flipping Sasco in the morning, 2 o'clock, and come back and to work at Spa, I'm like that. You know, I would want to do that to support my family and to be the provider. So yeah, to answer your question, it was rough. They cut my salary, man, saying that they don't have money. Yeah. That's an ugly story, bro. They saying they don't have money to give me now, and I'm waiting now. It's month and we work for that whole month. But now my money's gone. They don't have pennies to give me. So I'm like, so how now? So they want to give you $4,000 as a donation. I'm saying, okay, listen, our problems are different, my brother. You know, we don't have inheritance here. You know, we're working from gig to gig so that we can pay the bond and that we can buy food. But you're doing this to me now, you know? Anyway, so they cut me. Long story short, I used that money. We bought the necessities. But my wife still works. So she still has an income. So I mean, that's actually been like my saving grace, to be honest with you, you know, because we got some that pennies in June. I think that 20 grand came in.
The grant.
But as it,
the grant,
but as the money came in, my brother, you know, because that debit orders has been going now since March.
They take everything.
It just hey, my bro. It came in and it's banks just
waiting like this.
Thank you very much.
It's like there was a wicket keeper there. There was a wicket keeper there just waiting. You know, just waiting. Came in like
there wasn't even a $500 to say, you know, maybe buy some beers or some ciders. Nothing, bro. Nothing. Yeah.
Yes.
So it was rough. To answer your question, my bro. It was rough.
Mate. Yeah. What's your take on the arts and culture being not responsible for artists as they are in South Africa?
Yeah.
Not responsible, like, you know.
Yeah. my bro, I think there's a lot of things that they're not responsible for. I mean, we are obviously our industry has been affected very harshly, but I mean, we're still alive. We still have food. We've got a roof over our heads. There's other people that's got nothing, you know. And I'm not going to be complaining because I don't want to go, because I almost went into depression, you know, because it was hard. You know, if you don't have money in your pocket or you've got a kid, then nappies, those type of things, you know, bond needs to be paid, X, Y, Z. You start becoming, you know, stressed out. So I don't want to get into that place, but I can tell you that our arts and culture, they could be a bit more, you know, giving, and supporting.
No. I think they can, but I think also as a criticism to the arts and culture, personally,
sure,
it's me criticizing. I feel like arts and culture is just not doing enough to knowing the people who work in arts and culture. So if you are a ministry, how do you not know the people that work there in the ministry?
Man,
I mean, how many tours have we done? How many gigs that they booked us on? So they're sitting with database to know the people that they have hired to go to all of these countries. And now when it's time for you to take out the money, now you want big processes. Why can't you just start from your own computer and say, right,
so at least you got something.
But even
we're still waiting. Bro,
I've got to be honest and say that, listen, I got a penny again now the other day, that 10 that they going through. So if I look back and I think about the fact that people are getting 350 each, and I got that 30 grand at least in this year, I guess I can be grateful. The other thing is this, that we also look away, bro. You know, me and you, the three of us now, man. If we're gonna have access to that pennies, bro, hey, gents, I don't know. My heart, I can't see someone who's beggars. I can do whatever I need to do. But if you've got access to the coffers, my brother, and you come from poverty, that's just a mindset that you've got to sometimes sit back without being too judgmental. Because, bro, you're gonna sort yourself out, bro. Whether you want to now sound like a pastor or whether you want to sound like whoever. If you get those pennies, bro, the first thing you're doing, bro, at least making the house shine, brother.
Leeroy.
You're putting some glory back into the house.
Just please, first sort that, you know what I mean? So I mean,
then you're gonna, you'll see the rest from the change. Whatever change is left, it's like, okay, guys, Who didn't get what? Come, apply application
Yeah.
from the chain.
And here's a 10 rand each.
Here's a 10 rand
You know?
each. So we're trying, guys. We're trying. You can see there's
We're
COVID.
trying.
People are dying. At least you're getting 10 rand.
Hey, man.
Meantime,
Listen.
your estate, your house in the estate is cool.
And
You're shopping at Woolies.
Yes.
6-7 trolleys, bro.
You're also buying.
The booze is like this.
You're also buying for your kids. You're buying for your kids' girlfriends. You're buying for your makopen. Not even your girlfriend. Your fourth girlfriend.
That's what I'm talking about, bro.
Quite hectic.
That's being real.
Yeah.
You know, that's
Man.
real.
No, I hear you.
We
Man.
put out your poster.
Yeah.
We put out your poster, and we got a lot of hits, man. I
Is
see
it?
you're such
I'm
an
happy, man.
influence on these colored drummers and everywhere in Cape
dude.
Town, everywhere in Joburg. What is the difference that made you stand out as a brand?
If I can be honest with you, no one is brave enough to make a step. Listen, coming from Bontiville in Cape Town, where we're staying with the granny and the mom and the aunties and everyone else, and you taking that brave step to say, listen, it's like going to overseas, my brother. No, sure. This is the perspective. I mean, you're from Durban, Leeroy, so I don't know how often you're in Joburg, but so Joburg is like the New York of South Africa. So if you like hitting that flight to come here, you're like, you're making a brave step. And then also you're dealing with different mentalities now. So you're not anymore with your bra that, okay, today we're gonna buy a Gatsby and eat the Gatsby for the whole day. You with me? We're not with that now. We're not with our T connection friends here. We're hooking up with other people. We've got to also fend for ourselves. It's that thing. So in Cape Town, the mindset is still very much, I'm going to stay at my mother's house, you know.
Sure.
I'm going to get married, but I'm going to build myself something in the back at my mom's house. You know?
Okay.
They're going back
So we're scared to get out of that thing.
Yeah.
So I think I think maybe the respect is because I think I just took that step, man. To say, let me come try. Step of faith, my bro. Yeah.
And it paid out. I mean, I think those are the most important things. That people are sitting there like, yo, one day I want to be.
And you went all over the world. It paid out.
You traveled all over. You know, so many things that happened. I mean, that's if we were to discuss, traveling. But let me just ask that question.
Those experiences.
That you've traveled so much, but in your traveling, what is the biggest thing that you think you've learned from traveling?
Humility, bro. Also, humility and opening up your mindset and not being too judgmental on the way you do things, my brother. If you feel this works for you, I have to respect that. You know, the next person as well. That's the way they want to do things. But also the fact that I met so many of my dream drummers, bro. I mean, I can give you a list if you want, if you have time, but
yeah, I have time.
Yeah, but I'm talking about. I was sitting. Let me just get to the most important. The most important for me growing up, Dave Wackel was the business, my brother.
Sure, true.
You know what I mean? So we were in Georgia at the Black Sea at a festival. So it's a time difference. We flew to Istanbul. We went here. We get to the hotel. I check on the list. What you call it is playing there. Mike Stern.
Okay.
With Dave Wackel and Tom Kennedy.
Okay.
Yeah, my brother.
Yeah, I hear you.
Mike Stern, the guitars, and that doesn't keep, bro.
Yes.
Next thing, we need to sleep now, bro, because we get there. I can't sleep, bro. I'm already jet lagged as hell and whatever, but I'm thinking, okay, now let me stay up. I'm still checking Dave Wackel stuff on the internet. You know, it tells us free Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Fast, bro. Fast Wi-Fi. We're watching. It's probably getting here 4 in the morning. Now I'm starting to feel tired. Next thing, Randall sends me a picture in the morning saying, "Bro, look here. He met Wackel. He met him first." Hello.
Hello. Hey, what's happening? Starstruck. Hey!
Anyway, so he calls me and he says, "Listen, I met Dave Wackel, bro. I'm checking sound check times because we got scheduled."
Yes.
I walk to the festival, bro. So you get there.
4 o'clock in the morning.
No. This is the morning. I fell asleep.
Yeah.
So 6, 7 when I wake up, my first thing on my phone now, WhatsApp, is Randall took a picture of Dave Wackel. I'm upset, bro. No brushing teeth, nothing. I'm going to his room. I'm like, so Randall, how is he? Afrikaans, Randall's English is not too great. This is elite. It's op 'n level.
Yes.
Level.
Yeah, levels, bro.
Yes.
And we had a conversation. And I'm like, bro, come on, man. Is that all the information you can give me? I said, no, this is, I can tell you more, but I'm going to go sleep now. Anyway, so basically, so jumping from that to sound check. So I get to the sound check, my brother. He's got a black Maple Absolute custom setup with his sizes. I think it was 10, 12, 14, 16, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if he uses an 8. I can't remember. I'm standing there. I'm thinking, I don't want to go close to the stage. But now he's also got he uses an 01V desk that he mixes himself.
Okay.
And I think there's a certain brand of mics that he uses. But I know the Sabian guys were there with the cymbals and new heads. I can't remember what heads. Yeah. But it's fresh stuff, my bro. And we're playing the next day. So I'm already thinking, I'm eating these skins as well of Mr. Waxel, you know. What I'm gonna
do
after we're done with our set, I'm just gonna take the skins off nicely and say, listen, in the bag as you know, as a vibe. Anyway. Yes. Bro, now you must know Georgia, the weather, it's Durban with the extra vibe, bro. Oh,
it's very hot.
Now I'm standing there. I'm sitting there, well, whatever, sitting, can't remember. This guy now starts tuning, bruh. He spends 2 hours, bro. He spent on his kit.
Tuning.
I'm talking about like getting his vibe. He's obviously tuning with his in-ears in. And he's getting that's fine. And he's getting his mix lekker. You know what I mean? So he sits on it, he's doing that, and he's showing his vibe on his O1V. So I don't know if he put the stick in there, settings. After a while, I had to go back, bro, because it's 2 hours. He hasn't started going a groove or nothing yet, bro. This is now just
working on sound. Yeah. Sound.
Yeah, tuning. Going, bro. He's going his sound for 2 hours. I was like, bro. Anyway, eventually I got to meet him and I was on mute.
Ow.
I didn't even know what to say. Like I was just so welcome. Take a picture. And I just take a picture. I was
blown away.
So that I was blown away. So that was one of the guys that really stood out. But the guy that actually made me change my whole perspective of even the humility thing was Simon Phillips. I don't know if you know
very
nice.
I know him from Toto. Toto guy.
Yeah. He was playing with Hiromi with Anthony Jackson. Now you must check his kit. He's got a Tama kit. I'm talking about those small ones on the side, double bass drum.
Yeah.
Thumbs going like this, bro. This guy's got 4 kits in the world. So the east, west side of the world, the kits are there, bro. He plays with those kits. It's not, I'm going to get to a festival and play on that kit that watching him play.
He's playing on his
own. He plays on his own kit, my bro. Yeah. Anyway, so I spent some time with him.
He's such a vibe, man.
I spent some time with him in Austria and in New York. That guy's conversation is chill, bro. I'm missing you, juice.
There's another drummer.
Juice. Hey, bro. So there's the 2 of them. There's so many more guys that let's not get into that. Right? Continue, man, because I can talk a lot.
No. But I think before we continue, man. For me, what you're saying you learned from traveling is a very important thing. Humility, you know. And I think yes, most of the people that we're engaging with, that's what I normally say. But I've never actually thought about it that humility is actually from the actual traveling. You know, because yes, I think the more you travel is the more you see how much you don't know. You know, because you now start
opens up the mind.
You now start to interact with people that know so much more than you. And once you see them being hospitable, talking to you and talking to me as Lungile, who is relatively not known here, where I am.
Hey, man.
You know,
and he's talking to you. It's like, no ways, man. So it now.
And he hasn't even heard you play. So it's not even on the fact that you can maybe play a chop or something.
He's talking to you because you're a human. That's it. You know, nothing else.
That's
so it now puts everything into perspective for the rest of us. You know, which is where I think there's a disconnect now and again. You know, where you find people, you know, who want to be treated and looked as stars, you know, just because you're playing a couple of gigs here in Johannesburg, Now we must all cringe, and like, give
For
you
what?
like
For the
It's
chop?
crazy, man.
And your
It's
bank account
crazy.
has got nothing in.
You see, yeah.
Imagine.
Yeah,
Wake up, man.
just because some young drummers feel like you are the
Just-
hippest thing, that's around right now, then everybody must feel your presence when you walk in. So I think you've kind of summed it up very nicely, to say that traveling really does that. So I pray for every drummer to travel some more, every musician, especially
To
up and
get
coming
out of South
musicians.
Africa, my brother, and just open that mind,
Just to see what's available out
Yeah.
there, and how much, people know out there, so
Just, guys, sorry, just the last story, man. I need to
please
just share
jump
this
in.
with you.
We want it.
We want that story.
So I became very close friends with a drummer called Oscar Seaton that played with George Benson. He plays with Lionel Richie. He's played with so many people. Terence Blanchard. Those. He's a hip guy.
Mm.
I met him in, I think it was Montreal or something.
Mm.
In France, someplace. I can't pronounce it lekker. But anyway, so we meet, and he plays with George Benson, bro, on this gig.
Mm.
So this is his setup, man. He's using the Roy Haynes as his main snare.
Mm.
He's got another second snare. I think it was some Yamaha, just probably like the kit. Maybe it was an Absolute Maple or something.
Yeah.
Got a kick drum. He's got 2 floors, 14 and 16.
Mm.
He's got hats here and 2 cymbals.
Mm.
I'm talking about next level group. I'm watching this guy. I'm thinking,
Huh?
there's hardly folds, bro.
Mm.
But he's laying into this group, but he's got like a thing, that dancing thing, man. Where
You just
within
dance.
the silence. Yeah, within the silence, even if it doesn't play that note,
Yeah,
you can feel it, bro. It's there, bro.
It's ringing.
Anyway, after the gig, so I talked to him. So he stutters me. So I'm like, okay, this is going to be a long one. So now I'm almost like I'm finishing his sentences for him, and he's like, my bro,
don't finish.
we good.
Yeah,
we good. Been doing this thing for many years. Anyway, so then we start connecting because now there's already the ice is broken. We're talking other stuff. We're talking about South Africa, sorry. So he comes down here with Lionel Richie. Yeah, bro. He calls me, yo, Lee, what's up? Okay, now. So there's certain things it must goes, and then the stutter just starts maybe after the seventh word or something.
Yes.
So yo, Lee, what's up? Where you at? That vibe.
Yeah.
So they're down here. He's with what's a bass player called? Ethan Farmer. Okay, let me just give this guy.
No problem.
Yeah, mommy open. Mommy's gonna open. Bruh. So he invites me. So I get to the hotel room and we're chilling or whatever. He says, yo, bro, what you doing? I want you to come to the show. I said, bro, yeah, the show was sold out.
Yeah.
Then, thank you. So I get to the show, bro. Now we're backstage. Now he's playing a totally different setup, bro. Full kit now.
Okay.
No?
Yeah.
Hectic. Everything is tuned for me. Just is one of those guys who's come in here in glass of wine, bro.
Nice.
I'm talking about this is the next level standard.
Yes.
They're playing here at the what's this dome? Just Ross, I'm just gonna smack the gig quickly,
Yeah.
Puts a wine down. The guy puts the in-ears in his ears, bro. The sticks, everything's tuned. They don't even quite to sound check because it's a pre-vibe. But the road is setting up for them.
Okay.
Yeah.
I say, yo, bro, this is
Another
next
level.
after the gig. Next level. I'm talking about, yeah.
Hey,
After the
man.
gig is like, bro, now we're chilling now. Guys are having their vibes, drinking. So I'm like, so is it like this for everyone, or are you guys just top of the range drummers now?
Yes.
Yeah, man. Like
He
the
says, yo,
rodeo
bro,
and stuff.
back home, when I'm in LA, I rock with a 16, a 20, a 22 size kick. My suit is hanging there, bro.
Yeah.
So that if anything, they're going to call me anytime. I've got to be ready. Moral of the story is, even though people can be how top level, bro. I mean, it's like with, you playing with archives or whatever. You've seen the top gigs, bro.
Yeah.
And in our country, that is reaching the ceiling.
Yes.
We're playing for the top oaks.
Yes.
But now tomorrow you're going to play in Soweto, in wherever we're going to play here in Roodepoort. In some small club with a snatch. But you must be able to be ready for whatever, bro. But that doesn't change the fact that your resume is this big, bro.
It's huge, yeah.
Man.
But so the moral of the story, yeah.
So the difference now between the SA markets and the international one. Obviously, it's huge, right? There's a big difference.
Yeah.
There's a big difference in, the business. There's a big difference in the appreciation. I mean, people just don't understand. Like you still
And understanding.
We still get to gigs and people want to make it a big deal that you are insisting on the kids that you're insisting on. I mean, I've done a gig. I've done a gig, and a number of them. A gig, where you get there and your kid, the one that is on the technical rider, is available, but it's not available for you. It's available for the American drummer who's coming with, whoever.
That's a DSTV festival, my brother. We had that same experience here.
No, hectic. We always fight. We always fight, bro. We always say, no.
Plus, Goxie that time supplied everything you want, your size, and you see it there.
Yeah, but for you,
almost everything in here, sub, what? But that's my shit. No, listen, well, those are for the.
That's for the
international
promoter.
No, yeah. So I mean, we fight it all the time.
Bro.
We normally like chill and be like, oh, okay, is it for him? No, then I'm not playing. Because did you get the rider? Did you see it on mine? Yeah. So can you get me mine then, the one that I can play?
Yeah.
So but I think I'm raising this just to say that do you think that there's anything that we can do as practitioners within the industry to fast forward, some of these things? Because it's not like these people don't know how to do it. When the Americans come here, they give them the thing,
they know how to do it.
Yeah.
But it's also that thing of gents, we African.
What does
we're living here, my brother. It means the fact that there's no accountability for not even your relief fund, bro. So how can you? So let's take it from the top.
Yes.
So how is if accountability can't start here, bro? How is it gonna work with the guys? That's the stage managers or whatever that thinks. Leeroy and those guys, my friends, man. They can hit the stage custom.
No, we must start from this. You must turn your back on your friend. When your friend comes, they must now feel
let them know.
Fire. They must feel the energy now pushing back. Because that's the whole problem.
Because your kid is gonna play another.
Yeah, because now the next thing, it's weird. It's I think for me also the biggest problem is that it makes our presentations as South African music and South African artists less, because all of those things, the reason why they are insisting on that is because they know the sound is going to be that much bigger in the front.
Yeah.
So now the audience is listening to you playing a very funny stage custom, and this one is going to play Maple Absolute, and they're hearing the sound. They're like, oh, wow, did you hear it when the Americans came?
It just changed.
It just changed. Sound just changed, and they were playing the same instruments. You see, so it then means we are sitting with the responsibility to teach our suppliers so that they then go back to tell the promoter, so that the promoter goes back to tell the funder. It must push back until it gets to the top. Yeah. But if we're saying we want to fix it from the top, who's going to listen to you at the top? Ramaphosa is not going to. You're not going to have a discussion with Ramaphosa about technical rider. I want to. Yeah, you say.
You must speak to Natim Teto, isn't it? Is he not our guy?
Are you going to talk to Natim Teto about technical rider? Are you never going to have that conversation?
You can't even speak to him about the relief fund.
It's really not possible. So, but yeah, there were so many other questions from. Was it Refu?
Refu had a couple of questions.
Yeah.
Who is that Fifi drama?
No, Refu.
Oh,
that's not Fifi.
I thought you too much Fifi star. Where is that guy, bro?
He's around. I think I must also call him up. Yeah, he's around.
Yeah,
he manages
he was. I think he had a club or somewhere.
Yes, in Soweto.
Hustling him.
Yeah.
Are you a Yamaha fan?
Good guys. Am I a Yamaha fan? Bro. Look at the moment. Look, I'm gonna tell you something. This is from my heart. Like I've always loved Yamaha. I've got a few kits that I was given that time when it was still okay. But I will never ever will I play another drum kit in my whole life. No matter what. Even now I've been asking for snares. I've been asking for an 18 stomp for my whole lifetime since I've been with the brand. They haven't given it to me. I don't know, maybe I'm not worthy enough because they're sorting out their friends first, or I don't know what it is. But basically, let me tell you this much.
Yeah.
The brand itself, Yamaha drums for me, bro. I mean, I've got the absolute Maple Custom. Just
Oh,
I don't want to play anything else. Even if you say, here's the best DW, here's the best, whatever, Pearl or Tama, whatever. Gents, Yamaha for me.
Yamaha.
Till I die, man.
Till
I die, brother.
You love Yamaha almost like you love Liverpool, right?
No,
Ne?
very
Yamaha and
that's close,
Liverpool
bro.
are like this.
Very close.
It's like almost.
Oh, very interesting. Yeah, no.
So Rifa wants to know. Rifa wants to know, how did you land the gig with the Kimasiela?
Okay. Funny enough, so at the time we were playing with Zama. It was myself and Eric, obviously, and Randall and Fani. I don't know Fani, Michael Phillips.
Yes.
Anyways, we played. We're joining that gig at the moment, and then Eric had then produced the Polar album, right? And then he was like, then at that there was a time that I think there was some politics. Let's call it that.
Yes, politics.
Because in everything there's politics.
Yes,
let's not even delve to what
even
it was.
Family, yeah.
Politics. Even in family.
Let's
even
call
in
it
church,
that.
even in family. I mean, the whole story about Satan and God was politics. Yeah, so I understand. Everything is politics.
That's my point. So it was that. They called and say, hey, bro, do you want to travel with you? I'm like, huh? No, for sure, bro. I'm ready.
Yeah.
They gave you an option.
I don't even want to hear about what he's playing, what
Yes,
I'm ready.
Yes.
You know? And Eric was obviously in the band, and then at that time it was just he pulled Randall because Brafana was still going to stay on the gig.
Yeah.
So Brafana was there, and then the rest of us joined. And then that's how it started, bro.
Yeah.
Our first thing was a morning live. We just jammed there on morning live, some song, 2 songs or something. Didn't even rehearse, but we were there, you know. And from there,
man.
6 passports later, brother.
Yes, yes. Hey, man.
6 passports, bro. It's cool. I can go fetch it for you guys if you want. I actually want to
6 passports. You ran through 6 passports.
Bro. Yeah. I mean, that was crazy. Traveling like crazy.
Hey, man. He sorted you
visit
out
your
big
house,
time.
bro. It's a visit. It's like a month. Out of a year, we used to be back maybe 2 months, 3 months max. The rest of the time, we're on the road, bro.
Yes.
Bro, I'm talking about Sydney. Okay. Yeah, okay.
No, carry on.
Listen. Let me listen.
All right.
No, carry on. Yeah. Maybe consolidating our questions.
Okay. Must I jump on? Do you want to jump on, Lee?
Yeah, for sure. Carry on. It's cool.
Okay. No, I also wanted to figure out, what experience gave you your most valuable, lesson as a musician?
So I think the most valuable lesson, was what experience. Look, obviously, like you asked me in the beginning, what was out of traveling, because we traveled a lot with the old man, and I think from that came a lot of things that I took, like the humility and the fact that you should just be proud in the way you play, in the style. Taking away from that side, I think that I just think because our game is so seasonal, it's like being a football player, if you could compared to that. So you have a certain few months or certain few years that you kind of hip for this certain task.
Yeah.
But you've got to also look into other ways of making money. Like, I mean, when I got with Rayu the first few years, I invested into property, in Cape Town. Which then, as it continued, I bought a place in Joburg, and it was kind of then helping each other, because I finished the one place and I could use the money to pay this bond.
Yeah.
But then eventually I had to sell because things were just rough, especially after you passed. There was no income, especially what we were used to. It wasn't the same.
Yeah.
But the most valuable lesson I've learned, my brother, is to always just not have all your eggs in one basket. And to try and hustle, even if, like I said, even if I've got to wake up. And there was a time that I was even going sound gigs. I bought a small PA, and I was going the sound. I was renting out some gear. I bought a van. I would transport some of the band guys around them. So those type of things. I always believe that you need to just keep hustling in different ways, because this thing of us, it's not. You can't just have all your eggs in the music bar. I don't know if that answers your question, my brother.
It does, man.
Is it okay?
You really thought it through.
It's like you got
I'm
the
still
questions.
not at the moment.
It's like you got the questions prior, and now you're hitting all these questions.
He's like ready for us.
like we prepped you or something. Go for it, Lee.
So Rifu also wants to know. I think you answered this already in our beginning talks. How did you get so authentic in playing South African jazz? But I think you answered it because you mentioned something about listening to Don Lager.
Yeah. Okay, maybe not Don Lager. Yeah. But I love the vibes. But that guy passed away not too long ago, no? That's the guy, the Topi.
Which
Topi passed away not too long ago.
Oh yeah, the left-hand one.
The left-hand,
yeah, I forgot his name.
So just to correct you there, I think he's called the jazz man.
Yeah.
Jimmy.
Yeah.
So and this is something that I'd like to just get to is the fact that we, my brother, all of us as Africans, we've got a lot of similar, no matter if I don't speak the vernacular as well as I want to, but our hearts are at the same place. We listen to a lot of the music.
True.
We all listen to the same stuff. So growing up.
And we're all in the same environment, plus minus.
There we go.
Exactly.
So you're going to tell me, now I'm checking out who's this thing, this guy. He's still alive, man. He used to play for. Anyway, let's say you're checking out Vusi Kumalo.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna listen.
Yeah.
Or we're checking out Frank
Rob
Parker
Watson.
or Kevin Gibson or Rob Watson.
Yes.
All our guys that we looked up to locally.
Yes.
So it's that thing we're sharing, brother. So
yes.
So I think that's how I kind of got to my style of playing. And because we listen to a lot of the similar stuff and we listen to the local players, so you use that to kind of as your reference.
Yeah. And basically over time that shapes your sound and your style, your perspective. Yeah. No, cool. Exactly. I think Rifu had a couple of questions. So let's
I think I consolidated them to the last one.
Okay.
Thanks so much.
That's around it. If it wasn't for lockdown, what was the plans for Leeroy? If lockdown never happened.
Yeah, I think I would have continued playing, and just
that other gig, the one that
listen. This is look, the rubber duck gig ended
abruptly.
Abruptly.
Yeah.
Those guys, they were inhumane the way they treated me, but we cool, whatever. That moves past. I have to also just leave this point, and it's something that I really want to get across to anyone listening, is the fact that if your attitude is right and you come and you kill the gig. Look, I haven't played any heavy joy celebration gigs or all the gigs that requires me to play odd meters or play the chops and land on the one where I'm myself is lost. I've never ever played a gig like that.
So much shame.
But the point that I'm trying to make is the fact that because I've built relationships in the 17 years that I've been in Joburg, I've been able to play loads of genres of music, from Afrikaans to jazz to church, basic church. I'm talking about Hillsong church.
Sure.
Where I'm now back to playing Afrikaans music. I have to just also say that I'm really blessed that I would always get the call to say, hey, bro, what you doing? Are you willing to come do this session? Are you willing to come play with us? And I would be like, yes. So at the moment I've been like, even when the lockdown eased, I started playing Afrikaans again, which I'm playing with an artist called Rian Bernardo. That's at the moment he's quite cool in the Afrikaans market and busy. So I've been jamming again, and I've got to just say I'm very grateful to God also for the opportunity.
Yeah.
To just keep me playing. I mean, I'm 36. I just turned 36 now the other day, but I'm like, legendary like that.
Yeah.
What's that sound you made? It works.
Yeah.
For me, because I'm old now, man.
I'm on Friday.
36 is not that old.
30. Yeah. Look, but I'm just saying, but compared to the young kings that's rocking at the moment.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm still playing while I can. I don't want to play forever. I'm really hoping that I can settle down because I want to live close to the coast, bro.
Sure.
My dream is to really just
coming to Durban.
Maybe if you can get me a plot there, bro, buy a plot. I want to put on a container house. And just wake up in the morning, eat your coffee or your tea, and you just overlook and just be grateful. We can't be working till we're 50 or 60, still carrying drums, bro. Come to sound checks. where the sound engineer doesn't give you what you want, bruh.
And you're still complaining. Yes, and you're still complaining.
And you're still coming there next time. The guy in front of you, he did a serious fill, bro. You have to go home thinking, how the hell am I going to keep up with that now?
I was actually thinking about something similar. And I said this maybe 10 years ago, that I don't want to be 50 and be not playing sessions.
Thank you, bro. Take my hand, bro. You've got the same mindset, bro.
But still playing, because I think
you want to, and not because you have
to. Not because I want to be covering, like rent and things like that, and have some. And the reason why I got to this thing, just to share my story a little bit, there was I won't say the artist because people will then know the drama. So there was an artist that,
But you can, bro, because this is being real, man. Come on now.
Come on,
yeah. There was an artist that I was playing with, but who had a drummer. So now and again, I'd like replace the drummer. But what they did this one day, they decided, to not tell this drummer, because this drummer found out about a gig he was not supposed to find out about. Because I thought I thought I'm just covering for him. Can't you know, these guys are deciding that no, now they're cutting this guy, so they want me to come. So and he finds out about the gig, and they give him a wrong time. They say no, we leave at 11. So they call me. They're like, okay, hey man, come to baseline. We're leaving at 9. Like, okay, cool. I get there, and when I get there, we're both there. I'm like, so what's up? I then find out no, they were trying to give him the wrong time. I don't know who told him. He now came. So, and it's an old drummer. So now he's driving with us to the gig. But it's tense, bro. And I'm like, no, man, I don't want to go old like this. I mean, think about it. He was twice my age. I can't have someone half my age. I mean, I must just quit while people still respect me and the brand to say, no, you know what, this guy.
Yeah.
So that's why I really fully agree with what you're saying, that, it's important to quit while you're still ahead, but, not unless you're going to do your own concept, when you are 50, because now you're the brand. You're not competing with anybody. You're coming in.
Bro, but even with you being the brand, now my problem with that is now you're jumping in now with your own thing. Oh, and for less than and hard work. Because now you are.
No,
now you're coming now as
you're representing the brand.
Just give me a hearing. I'm coming Leeroy the Sauls brand. Playing the swing, and I'm booking now whoever the hip cats to jam with me.
Yes.
I've got the politics of that, bro. Getting your music, getting people to play the music like the guys on the recording.
Yes.
And then you must now come in for a small fee, $5,000 for the whole band. Because that's because you're only playing up and coming festivals. Gents.
No. I think the whole game for me is for you not to be that. You can build concepts. For example, and I was saying this to Prafana a while ago, and I was saying, if Prafana was to build a concept as an example, he could just go in and say, hey guys, I just want to, do a thing where I'll be telling you about all the great songs that I've played, and he could go to Market Theatre and film Market Theatre, because he'll tell you all these stories, not just from Brahu, but from when he started, how he learned from Bagiti, how he learned from Bagiti, and moves it. So it's only a matter of time until you've built that thing to a brand where, everybody's like, I want to go watch
recognize you.
And even more, he then can actually even tour with that thing, because all the brands he's played with are international brands. So he's now going to be winning, not because of the brands he played with, but because of the name Fana Zulu.
He created something.
Yeah, Fana Zulu. He's created something around his name, and his experiences. But if he's just going to say, I want to play more better blues, and I want to play now you're playing with young boys. Nah, man, it's just in the marketing, in the packaging. But I think I've got 2 questions. I don't know how many Leeroy's got.
No, I'm cool.
You good?
It's
so
cool,
my in terms of time, yeah.
My second last question is, what is your dream for the music industry?
There is, there's something that I'd like to just touch on, and I spoke about it in the beginning. It's maybe the attitude and the humility, because behind everything, bro, you're just a person. Me, myself, you, the 2 of you guys that are phenomenal musicians. You are not just consume my drumming. You've got to, when you put off this thing now and you're done speaking, Just go to your, whatever your kids, or you go to your work, I don't know, if Leeroy's at his office, or is that just his house? Looks quite wealthy. Is that your office at your house? Nice.
Maybe it's his library.
Very successful.
Yeah. His library. Yeah, it's his own
Study.
library. Study.
He looks like a president sitting there. Nice. Yes. So anyway, so what I'm hoping that one day eventually we'll get to the point where we can all just sit around and learn from each other, like we're doing now, and taking from each other without judgment and without, because your story and what you're saying. And I just want to double on this thing, Lugile. When I did a session with, he was recording that thing. Brakaivis was recording that album, né?
Yes.
At Universal. You probably played. Everyone played, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know what he was trying to do, or it was anyway. So I also got the call to come do like a vibe. I've got to give it to you, bro. You worked with a guy on stage. I would never be able in my whole entire life. He sings the pattern to you, bro.
Yeah, he sings everything, even the feel.
He sings. Yeah, he feels everything. I'm like, yo, bro, how? But some of the patterns, like, because it doesn't come naturally. So you're playing something, and you want to maybe just dance a little in your way.
Yes, it's like,
not your way, bro. It's not your way. You're not here as yourself. You're here as a robot playing what you want.
As a robot.
Yeah. You're programmed.
Oh, respect to you, bro. Respect to you for doing that gig. But let me get back to what you're asking. So I just my prayer and my hope for the industry is that we just get to a place that we don't judge and we just learn from each other, because you do find places that in the world where there's actually people that just like, without coming to judge and see what you drive or what you wear or where you live, all that shit. Just the fact that, I could play this thing and I work with this person and this is what I can bring to the table. And let's all just get to that place where we can learn from each other without any judgment on maybe that thing you don't like of me. So maybe that's just my dream. And also that we can work and everyone can work and just be able to actually sustain themselves and their families with the income that we do get with the, So,
yeah,
no, that's deep.
That's
so
nice.
I don't know if it's a realistic dream or it's a what my African dream.
I think dreams by nature are normally not realistic. So sure. But it's something that we are hoping to see one day. It's very important. But the last question is, if you were to go back to your, somehow go back to your 12-year-old self and give yourself advice, what advice would you give your 12-year-old self?
Go study, bro.
Okay, nice.
What's that, boy?
Like study.
Huh?
Yeah.
Go get an education. Have a backing, bro.
Yes.
Have shit to fall back
okay.
on. Have something to fall back on, because at the end of the day, bro, like I said, like that seasonal thing, bro.
Yeah.
You're not hip forever,
Yeah, that's
and you're not gonna have that. You're not gonna have. I mean, we had an A-class gig for 12 years, bro.
Wow.
12, 13 years of my life.
Yes.
That's
we were
a long
getting,
time.
we were getting good money.
Yeah.
We were looked after really well, and I mean, I think that's just the grace. It was just God's grace on my life, just to be able to spend all that time with you. That's a university in himself.
True.
Yeah.
So just so basically, answer your question. Have something else, bro. And I mean, for us now to go study, I'm a trick. Jim. For me now, with this life, to study now, I'm a trick. Like, get on a trick.
Do more.
Yeah. So
and I mean, and I 100% agree with what you're saying. And I've actually been saying also on Facebook whenever we talk to other musicians, just around that. I mean, nothing is really stopping any one of us, to learn any other skill, because there are many other things that you could do. Just to know what
music is what we do. It's not who we are. Bro.
Exactly. True.
Sure.
I also agree with that one. Yeah, but maybe people might hate us for having that.
Have you ever did that not for not gig?
No, but listen. You know what the thing is. My cousin. So my cousin played that gig. That was his gig. And actually 2 doors from me, is the percussion player. Who's Rian, who's just a phenomenal drummer, Rian van Rensburg.
Okay.
He plays perk on that gig, but he's a phenomenal drummer. Bro. So we live down the road from each other. But he just had corona now, so he's scared. And Rian, if you're gonna watch this thing, come out now, bro. You're over your isolation.
So they're telling Rian to come. That's very nice. No, my brother. Thank you very much for
Thank you.
coming. I mean, I've been looking forward to having you
appreciate it.
here. You know,
Appreciate it.
just to have you here, man. I'm very excited. I think.
Yeah, man, it was dope.
Very, very nice. I mean, this
Thank you so much. Thanks for making the time. You
Very
gave, at least you made today's special. Else I was just gonna be looking after the child, but I'm picking up dog shit.
No, my brother, thank you very much, man.
You did something different
100%.
today.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it, guys. Thanks.
Take care, man.
Sure.
Have a lekker one. Stay safe.